Support WrestleTalk!
Give us a subscribe. He's overcome Lio Rush pointing at his butt. He's overcome Lana cucking out Rusev. He's overcome his 3 beautiful sisters. My God, they're so beautiful. Wait a second, that's AEW's Max Caster. So of course Bobby Lashley was going to beat The Miz for the WWE Championship in the main event of last night's Raw. Just over a week after losing his US title to Riddle at the Elimination Chamber without being pinned, freeing him to enter the WWE Championship picture, Lashley beat the man he helped cash in their Money in the Bank briefcase, making it the first time Lashley has won a world title in WWE. If you don't count the ECW title, which you shouldn't. Lashley declared, "The almighty era is here," on Twitter after the show, which MVP followed up with, "I told you so." Thank you MVP, Bobby, Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander for making the Hurt Business the absolute best thing on Raw. I don't know about you, because amongst the many milestones Lashley's title win marks, chief amongst them is being the 3rd ever African-American WWE champion. Congratulations to Bobby, congratulations to MVP, to the wrestlers that paved the way, and for WWE for ultimately making it happen. Fightful also points out Lashley's win means he's held top titles on TV brands across 3 decades, with ECW in the noughties, TNA in the teens, and Raw in 2021, making him and RVD the only ones to capture the top championships in each company. It also makes him a Triple Crown champion in both TNA and WWE, and in a sign of the times for WWE, Lashley is now the oldest first-time winner of the belt apart from Mr. McMahon. Former champion Drew McIntyre praised Lashley on Raw Talk, saying he's worked hard for it. The man is an absolute animal in every possible way in the gym and ring. He's earned this moment. But WWE's plans seem to be for Drew to challenge for the belt at WrestleMania 37. Going on to say, "The idea of Drew McIntyre versus Bobby Lashley is pretty big for me. There's no way I'm not going to try and work myself into the main event of WrestleMania." Twitter, however, wants someone else. Brock Lesnar. Quickly after Lashley won the title, Lesnar began trending on Twitter, with fans calling for Bobby versus Brock at WrestleMania 37 for the WWE Championship. Lashley had said back in 2018 that he was told he would get a Lesnar match for returning to WWE. Lashley seemed to temper people's expectations to Gary Cassidy of Inside the Ropes though. Of course, Brock is that kind of mystery match, dream match that everybody has wanted us to have for some time now, but right now, I'm looking to be the best, and right now, the best is Drew. Drew is the top guy. If I beat Miz, or when I beat Miz, I think Drew is the guy. But Bubbles also teased going for the United States Championship again at Mania to become a double champion, likely on night 1. So the Hurt Business would hold every major men's championship on Raw. Who do you want to see Lashley face at WrestleMania for the title? Let me know in the comments down below, because I'll be replying to people from out of nowhere. Make WrestleTalk.com your homepage for loads more wrestling stories I didn't get to cover, because right now, it's time for my review of Monday Night Raw in about 5 minutes. Thanks for your support on Patreon, Wonderwall, Brian Gallagher and Ryan Disco Stewart. After giving Bobby Lashley a little raw noise at the end of the opening video package, because we've had Sisters Bobby, we've had Look at His Butt Bobby, it's now finally time for Tiger Bobby. The show began with a Drew McIntyre promo saying that he wants to face whoever ends up champion tonight at WrestleMania. Miz and Morrison interrupted, making the WWE Championship feel like the Intercontinental Championship, just with pyro. And then MVP reminded everyone the Miz-Lashley title match starts at 9 p.m. sharp. Please watch us. Once half the roster had come out to say something, it was finally time for Raw's opening match of Drew versus Sheamus, a blood feud that's been built up for 6 months. It's a shameful day, lobster head. They didn't get a pay-per-view match like they wanted, as it really undermines Sheamus's character, as the whole story was how WWE don't think he's got enough star power to main event a show, and then they kind of just confirm that rather than overcome it by having the payoff match as the opening bout on Raw. But both guys didn't let that dishearten them, and they had a terrific back and forth match, with belly-to-belly suplexes on the announcer's table, Drew falling out the ring off a bro kick, and even the age-old insults of doing each other's moves, with Sheamus hitting an Alabama slam and Drew doing the white noise. After going through 2 ad breaks, the finish was effectively 2 guys hitting each other's swords and seeing which one shatters, with Drew's Claymore hitting before Sheamus's second bro kick. Nia Jax then squashed Naomi, which wasn't just uninteresting because it's a badly told story, but also because Raw overtly told us the Miz vs Lashley match would happen in 10 minutes time, making it obviously filler. I would have much preferred they just do some analysis build for the title match here, get Samoa Joe or MVP's takes. But we did get this shot of Bobby going into the break. What a difference an MVP makes. Compare that right there to Lashley's sister-loving face from 3 years ago. It clearly scared off The Miz, who faked a stomachache backstage. Lashley beat him up and the match was postponed an hour. Restart the timer! It's like me hitting the snooze button. When the 10 PM match finally began, Miz just grabbed the title and ran away, taking the count-out loss and retaining his title. MVP said a naughty word backstage, screaming it was bull. So Shane McMahon, who remember isn't an authority figure, those don't exist, said if Miz didn't properly defend his title by the end of the night, it'd be stripped from him anyway and given to Lashley. This was actually a really fun episode-long story, which, crucially, WWE actually paid off on in the end. But juggling more than one feud at a time can be hard, and it resulted in WWE telling a very muddled story between Braun Strowman and the Omni Shane. Braun cut a pre-match promo saying how pissed off he is with authority figures, even though there's technically no authority figures, so Shane booked Strowman in a tag match with Adam Pearce against the Hurt Business to resolve their conflict, because feuding wrestling stars, then becoming a team and winning the tag titles has such a good track record. And also nothing says WrestleMania season like putting Braun in a random team and a shot for the Raw tag titles and Shane McMahon. Strowman squashed the champs, hit a running power slam on Shelton Benjamin and tagged in Pearce on Shane's command to give Adam the winning pin. But Benjamin rolled Pearce up and retained, meaning no one looked good. Additionally, Shane then sold this with acting, seemingly putting over that he's upset, implying he's a babyface, like how he was against Miz running away, but that doesn't explain why he's acting like a heel elsewhere. In just over a month, Damian Priest has gone from a main roster debuting storyline with mainstream megastar Bad Bunny and looking like a monster to helping Bad Bunny win the 24/7 title and have a way too competitive match against Elias. Sure, he beat him eventually, but having Elias get so much offense in slots Priest in at Elias's level, which is technically the undercard. But what I really didn't like was Priest doing rest holds in the opening minutes. WWE, stop doing big guys wrong! Many veterans have often said if you could build a wrestler from the ground up, they'd look like Randy Orton. So why not do him twice? In the latest chapter of this ridiculous feud with The Fiend and Alexa Bliss, which is almost 80% recaps, Orton watched another Randy Orton talk to him in a low voice on a screen at a ridiculously awkward angle and then started choking. This is like a meta feud of how bad WWE angles are. Charlotte announced that she respects Asuka. Asuka's her best friend, and she feels sorry for her because Shayna legit kicked her tooth out last week. So that's why she's waiting until after she's back to challenge for the Raw Women's title at WrestleMania. What a friend! What a babyface! Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler then beat up Charlotte before the bell, but Flair quite easily beat Shayna in the actual match. Mace, T-Bar and Slapjack were made to look even more idiotic, quickly losing to Riddle and the Lucha House Party, so Ali showed them how it was done, and beat Riddle thanks to their interference with an insane second rope backbreaker. With under 10 minutes of the show left, we finally got Miz versus Lashley, with now babyface Shane making it a lumberjack match to stop Miz escaping again. again. And this was exactly what it needed to be. Lashley absolutely squashing The Miz. Where even the heel lumberjacks wouldn't help Miz, he's that much of a dick. Bobby made him tap in the Hurt Lock, and Lashley pointed to the WrestleMania sign. A great night-long story and a fantastic payoff at the end. What did you think of Raw? Let me know in the comments down below and vote in our poll on a poll match on the community tab, where 75% of you are happy the almighty era has begun. Well, I guess there's no undisputed era anymore. Whereas Jack C has fantasy booked Miz vs Shane 2 at Mania, Miz Dad on a pole match. The opening match between Drew and Sheamus was brilliant, and the night-long Miz story was fun with a terrific Lashley payoff. The rest of the show was pretty awful, but overall, this week's Raw is 4 out of 5. Luke and Di will have our live stream podcast review of Raw on the WrestleTalk podcast channel today. Here's Luke to tell you what's coming up.
Coming up on the WrestleTalk podcast channel today, ding dong, The Miz is dead, and Ollie Davis and I will be going through the fan theories that Brock Lesnar is coming back to face Bobby Lashley for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania. We'll be reviewing Raw in full, going through our thoughts on the show, including that banging match between Drew McIntyre and Sheamus, and we'll be hearing from you on what you made of the show itself. That's today on the WrestleTalk podcast channel, the Raw review with Ollie Davis and I. That'll be 7 a.m. Pacific, 10 a.m. Eastern, and 3 p.m. UK time. We hope to see you there.
Click the video on the right now to watch that, and subscribe to the WrestleTalk podcast channel for all our review episodes. And Big Cass has made his shock emotional return to wrestling. Click the WrestleTalk news video below that to find out more. I've been Mr. Davis. Jam that jam.